Results still coming in tonight's presidential primary in New Hampshire. Take a look at where things stand right now. The former president, Donald Trump, currently beating Nikki Haley with about 20% of the vote in. He's leading by a little bit more than 8 points. 22 delegates up for grabs in New Hampshire today. A Republican presidential candidate needs 1,215 delegates to advance, and right now, Trump has 20. Haley has 7. Ron DeSantis still listed, but as you know, has dropped out of the race. And we should tell you, NBC News has already projected that Trump will win the New Hampshire primary. That happened just a few moments ago. King 5 political analyst and former Washington Attorney General Rob McKenna joining us now live. Rob, thanks for being here. What do you make of the results so far?
Well, I think they're not entirely surprising based on the polling that we saw. She was trailing the polls, and she's losing by about 10 points right now. This is not a good result for Governor Haley, who really put all her chips in the New Hampshire basket. Her super PAC spent the most money there, et cetera. So it's not good. She also had been campaigning with the message that once this is a two-person race between Trump and her, that she would be able to win. And that's clearly not happening, even in a state like New Hampshire, where independent and Democratic voters were able to cross over to support her.
Does it matter that she did seem to do pretty well in the more liberal areas? As those numbers are coming in, there's some areas where she actually did much better than Trump. But in the more rural areas, conservative areas, clearly he was very dominant. What does that say about her likability? And do you still think that she did better than what many were projecting? Well,
you know, it's the strongest challenge or showing that Trump has seen. Of course, there's only 2 races in, right? Iowa and New Hampshire. But it shows that she has appealed to independent voters and some crossover Democratic voters and moderate Republicans. No question about that. I think at the heart of it, what it means is that she would be a very formidable challenger to Joe Biden in the general election. The problem for her is she's got to win primaries to become the Republican nominee. And these rural voters who are at the heart of Trump's base of support are sticking with him. And also, to be fair to him, he's picking up more and more college-educated urban area and suburban Republican voters as well. So his support is not limited to the non-college educated rural voter as it has been, earlier in this campaign. So, I think she's viable. She beats President Biden by a bigger margin than Trump does. But that doesn't matter if you don't get to the general election because you can't win the primaries.
South Carolina's still about a month out. What does she do between now and then?
She has to persuade these core Trump voters to move over to her, and she's got a tougher race down there, even though she was governor of South Carolina, because you don't have crossover votes coming in from independents and Democrats who are able to participate in the Republican primary. This primary in South Carolina is about Republican-based voters, and they are showing a lot of loyalty to former President Trump. So somehow she has to persuade them that it's better to go with the candidate who's leading President Biden by a much bigger margin than President Trump is. She's got to remind them of the 91 criminal counts against Trump that he is facing currently in 4 different cases. She's got to remind them what he did on January 6th after he lost the election in 2020 and persuade them that he's not suitable to be president. All of these messages have been around a while, and so far they haven't been enough to peel off significant numbers or enough voters from Trump, from his base.
We're out of time, but the pressure most certainly is going to be on her to drop out from Trump supporters for sure. So it'll be interesting to see what happens between now and South Carolina, and of course beyond South Carolina. I know she said she'll stay in it until at least then. Rob McKenna, we so appreciate your analysis as always, and we'll talk with you again soon for sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.